Empress grandly proclaimed she would marry the chancellor, who had made great contributions to the country. But when she arrived at the chancellor's residence, she found it completely empty. A servant presented the letters the chancellor had ordered him to burn. Only then did the empress realize the chancellor was truly devastated and had given up hope. Just a few days prior, the chancellor had returned from battle. 3 years of war had caused his hair to turn white, because 3 years ago, before he left for war, the empress had promised to marry him upon his victorious return. But the first thing the chancellor saw upon his return was the new top scholar harassing the empress in public. He had thought the empress would be overjoyed to see him. Then the scholar smugly read the imperial edict and even demanded the chancellor kneel to hear it. Seeing the empress remain unmoved, the chancellor immediately understood her intention. Without a word, he knelt down silently, counting this as the third two. Last time he would tolerate her, the late emperor on his deathbed had entrusted the empress and the kingdom to him, asking him to assist the empress in stabilizing the realm. He had promised the late emperor to give the empress 100 chances and would only leave the court after she used them all up. The new top scholar arrogantly proclaimed the edict, stripping the chancellor of his title as regent. The empress watched coldly from the side, completely forgetting her past promise to the man. Upon learning of the chancellor's victorious return, the empress dowager summoned him and insisted on expediting their marriage. Seeing the empress dowager's resolute attitude, the chancellor had no choice but to agree. The next day, in court, officials, bribed by the scheming man, impeached the chancellor for forming cliques and pursuing personal interests. They demanded his removal from the chancellor position. The empress's hesitation made the chancellor realize her true feelings. He voluntarily handed over his official seal, expressing his willingness to resign and leave. The empress showed no intention of stopping him and directly appointed the scheming man as the new chancellor. Seeing this, the chancellor resolutely left the court. The next day, the empress went to the chancellor's residence in a grand procession to wed him, only to find the residence empty, with a single servant burning the remaining belongings. In the fire, the empress saw the letters filled with their past affection. Only now did she realize the chancellor had truly left. The scheming man worried the empress's old feelings would reignite, immediately twisting the chancellor's departure as an attempt to humiliate the empress. Deceived, the empress burned with rage and vowed to pursue the chancellor with all her might. The scheming man seized the opportunity to hatch a plan, suggesting they find someone to impersonate the chancellor and return to the palace. The empress actually believed this ridiculous idea. The scheming man's goal was thus achieved.